This December, the night sky will once again be filled with a series of striking celestial events. From the phases of the moon to planetary conjunctions, from the brightest meteor shower of the year to winter's iconic deep sky targets, we're entering a highly productive period for both observing and astrophotography. The lunar cycle continues to set the rhythm of the month. The full moon on December 5th will brighten the sky and reduce the visibility of faint targets. But after the last quarter on December 11th, the sky will begin to darken again. The most ideal observing nights will come after the new moon on December 20th. Between December 21st and 25th, the sky will be at its darkest, the best window of the month for telescope observations. The cycle completes with the first quarter moon on December 27. The moon's close approaches to the planets will create some of the month's most beautiful scenes. On the night of December 7th, the moon, Jupiter, and Pollux will gather in the same part of the sky, offering an impressive display that continues until dawn. At the end of the month, on December 27th, the moon and Saturn will come together to form a calm yet captivating conjunction, especially beautiful through a telescope. The planets will have different visibility periods throughout December. On December 8th, Mercury reaches its greatest western elongation and will appear like a bright star just above the eastern horizon before sunrise. Through a small telescope, the half-lit, half-shadowed appearance of its disk becomes a striking detail. When it comes to Mars, the red planet is completely absent from the observing stage this month. As it approaches solar conjunction, it remains far below the horizon during sunset and becomes lost in the sun's intense glare, making it unobservable throughout December. The situation is similar for Venus. The planet is approaching its superior conjunction position in January, so all month it will remain very close to the Sun. Rising and setting almost at the same time as the Sun, Venus will not be distinguishable in the sky this month. Saturn will be ideally placed from sunset until midnight, gradually descending toward the western horizon after that. Jupiter, however, stands out as the star of the month, rising in the evening and remaining visible all the way until dawn. The most exciting part of December will undoubtedly be the meteor showers. Mid-month brings the Geminids, the brightest and most reliable meteor shower of the entire year. Its origin is not a comet but an asteroid, 3,200 Phaethon. Because of this, Geminid particles are denser, brighter, and visible for longer in the atmosphere. The shower peaks on the night of December 13th to 14th, and under dark skies, more than 120 meteors per hour can be seen. Bright yellow trails, along with occasional green or blue fireballs, make this one of the most spectacular sky events of the year. The radiant lies in the constellation Gemini, but to see longer meteors, it's best to look slightly away from the radiant rather than directly at it. Toward the end of the month comes the quieter yet uniquely beautiful Horsehead meteor shower. Peaking on the night of December 23rd, the Horseheds usually produce around 10 meteors per hour, though sudden bursts can occasionally occur. Their radiant is located in Ursa Minor. This year, the Horseheds coincide with the new moon window, meaning darker skies and better meteor visibility. Deep sky targets in December fully reflect the splendor of the winter sky. At the top of the list is the symbol of winter, the Orion Nebula. Easily visible to the naked eye and striking even in small telescopes, this region presents a technical challenge for astrophotographers. Its core is extremely bright while the outer regions are faint, so a single exposure isn't enough. Capturing its full dynamic range requires HDR techniques, combining multiple exposures of different lengths. From Orion's sword toward its belt, one of the most visually striking pairs appears. the Flame Nebula, and the iconic Horsehead Nebula. HE alpha filters help emphasize the Horsehead's dark silhouette. But because the star Alnitak is extremely bright, framing it off-center produces the best result. Leaving Orion and crossing into the constellation Taurus, the tone changes entirely. Here we find the most elegant blue reflection nebula in the deep sky, the Pleiades. Thanks to its natural dusty blue glow, it delivers its most impressive results when imaged without filters. Narrowband filters should be avoided as they remove the nebula's characteristic color. Still within Taurus, we encounter one of the most historically significant supernova remnants, the Crab Nebula. Because of its small angular size, a telescope or a long focal length is needed to reveal details. Rich in oxygen and sulfur, it responds extremely well to narrowband imaging, even under light-polluted skies. The final target is a much smaller and more challenging object, the Eskimo Nebula. Its tiny size makes long exposures ineffective. Instead, it requires lucky imaging, stacking a large number of short exposures to bring out its intricate, face-like internal structure. It's a true test of precision for astrophotographers. This December will be filled with meteor showers, bright planets, and the most beloved deep sky targets of the winter sky. Whether with the naked eye, binoculars, or a telescope, the night sky will reveal its most beautiful form once again.